guys, welcome to another episode of Pots, Pans, and Priscilla. Today we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna make homemade meatball subs. So let's get cooking. Alright, so the ingredients for our tasty subs are gonna be olive oil, salt and pepper, garlic powder, Italian herbs, parsley, breadcrumbs, tomatoes with tomato sauce, ground beef, some Parmesan cheese, mozzarella cheese, and of course your hoagies. All right guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get our sauce going. We want that to simmer, let all those ingredients get together, the spices and stuff, to make it not taste tomatoey. That's my goal here. I know, crazy. So what I'm starting with is tomato sauce. We're gonna put in two 15-ounce cans of tomato sauce. My boys, Asa and Isaiah, do not like tomatoes. So I have to make sure that they're gonna like the flavors. So you'll have to see. You're gonna do your seasonings to taste. If you don't mind that tomato sauce flavor, then you don't have to add as many. Then I'm gonna add 1 can of petite diced tomatoes. This is also, it's about 14.5 ounces. I'm gonna put that right in the pot. Then you're gonna add your spices. Now I'm using garlic powder in this, and I'm gonna say about a tablespoon. I always add a little and then I can add more later once I start tasting it and see if it needs anything. I'm gonna add some Italian herbs because that's gonna be awesome. We'll just use the rest of that jar. Some parsley. And some salt and pepper. Dash of this and a dash of that. Okay? Then we're just going to mix everything together. I'm going to put it on a medium heat and let it simmer while we mess with our meatballs. I can tell you already I'm going to need more seasonings. I can look at it and tell. So let me go ahead and add some more parsley. And some garlic. There we go. Now let's head back over to our island and we're gonna get those meatballs made up. With our meatballs, we want about 2 pounds of ground beef. That's enough for us to have 4 people have sandwiches and then also have leftovers. Now you've got your ground beef in your bowl. You're gonna add a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs, 2 tablespoons of parsley, 1 tablespoon of Italian herbs, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. With your salt and pepper, again, that's going to be to taste, whatever you like. A pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. Then you're just going to mix it around. I don't like using my hands personally. If you're okay with that, then you just go on at it. I love this meal though because it's something you can make ahead of time. You can have it all ready to go. And then once you're ready to eat dinner that night, you get your hoagie rolls and you put the meatballs in there, broil them for a little bit, and you're good to go. So if you're a stay-at-home mom, you could make all of this ahead of time. And then once your kids start screaming that they're starving, you can be like, okay, give me 10 minutes and I'll have it ready to go. So I really like that. If you're a working mom, do it on the weekends. Meal prep for your week. That would be a great idea for this. I know a lot of people add milk and eggs to their meatballs, but this recipe, I mean, you really don't need that. It stays together really well with the breadcrumbs. So I like using that instead. I did get the Italian panko style breadcrumbs were the ones I'm using. So once you feel like you have it all mixed together, then I like to get a baking sheet, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn my pan on about a medium heat and put some olive oil in there once I think it hits that temperature I'm looking for. With your meatballs, if you have little kiddos, you could go smaller on the meatballs. My kids are big, so they'll be good. You can also make this for someone if they're watching their carb intake, then just give them the meatballs, put some sauce over top, add cheese, put it under the broiler for a couple minutes, and they'll be happy campers. It's not gonna be 0 carbs, but it's gonna be way less than what they would do if they had a meatball sub. So there's so many different options you can do for this. You can make these meatballs for spaghetti. Instead of having a meat sauce, you could just do spaghetti and meatballs. We've got our first pan of meatballs rolled, so let's go ahead and throw those into the skillet. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. Ooh, getting crazy. You're just gonna fill up your whole pan with meatballs. We're gonna let these sit here and get happy, and then we're gonna go over and make another pan full. Halfway through, you're just gonna flip your meatballs over. You're doing more than just browning. Like, I'm trying to cook them in this process, just because once they go in the sauce, I mean, they're just gonna sit there and get all, I keep saying happy today. Guess I'm feeling happy. So yeah, so go ahead and flip them over. I wish you guys could smell this right now. It's heavenly. And we're gonna move them over to the side because we're gonna add some more in just a minute. Once I finish rolling them. All right, there we go. Those meatballs took me a little bit longer than I thought they were to roll. So we're gonna go ahead and transfer the cooked meatballs into our sauce. And then we'll put those in the frying pan. Ooh, this is gonna be so good. I'm not even Italian and I'm doing this good, I think. So I have to say, you know, I love reading your comments, all of your comments. I love the comments that says, you know, I'm like a new wife or a new mom, and I love being able to follow your recipes. They're so easy, because that's important to me. Like, I don't know if you know my history, but when Asa and I first got married, I could not cook. So it's important that you find these recipes easy enough that you can follow and make your family good meals. So I love that. Warms my heart. I do plan on coming out with a cookbook, so if that's something you're interested in, comment down below and let me know if you would buy a Pot Pans of Priscilla cookbook. We've got everybody in the pot. They're all getting down here. We have a huge mess from the grease, but that's okay. We can clean that up. So now you're gonna let this simmer for about 30 minutes. And you can go switch the laundry over, get a glass of wine, you know, whatever you have to do. And yeah, just enjoy your 30 minutes of peace and quiet if you get that. I am so excited. I can't wait for this. So what you're gonna do is take your hoagie rolls, cut them down the middle if they're not already done, like that. Then you're gonna take your meatballs. It's gonna be about 4 meatballs. Once you do that, add your sauce. Now don't go skimpy, guys. We want this to be a good sandwich. You've got your meatballs, you've got your sauce. Now let's add some mozzarella cheese to the top of this. Then we're gonna do Parmesan. Throw them in the oven and broil them for just a couple minutes. Make sure you keep an eye on them because it'll happen fast. We're gonna go ahead and get this plated up and enjoy a nice lunch together. We have so many leftovers for the kids for dinner, so that's not an issue. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, do that too. And we will see you next time. Bye. Super easy. grease though.